G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a two-shot the fixer with bullets exploding for area damage and plus 250 DR whilst reloading. So I think I had a weapon very similar to this, although I'd have to look back in the archives to see if it's actually the one I had. But I remember using something like this after the patch where the 250 DR broke everything. And this is one of the things that 250 DR while reloading didn't break, because two-shot and bullets exploding are not attached by scripts. They're more attached by just weapon attachments and not really enchantments in and of themselves. But we've got it with the Blood Eagle paint, got a thing to go with it, and it'll be the standard sort of stealth commando playstyle here with a suppressor and sneaking and vatsing perhaps. We've got an aligned long barrel, aligned stock to reel in the recoil a little bit, make it a little bit better in VATS and the cost and usage of that, like the reflex side I've got there as well, long barrel for some range, and we've also got a prime receiver because we want to get a little bit more damage out of this than what we could usually. Now, we're getting 94, and that is completely unspec'd, which I think is quite a lot, but you got to remember, with two-shot weapons, that you're splitting that damage between two projectiles, which means the projectiles themselves will be a lot further weakened by whatever damage distance you are firing at. So shit like tank killer and other armor penetration things for two-shot weapons, really, really good must-have for these two-shot weapons. Also, you'll note that we've tuned the build a little bit. We don't need as much intelligence as usual because I'm not carrying boatloads of energy weapon things around. So I've just shifted those points over to endurance because agility and luck were already full anyway. So we get adamantium skeleton, very nice perk. If you get crippled, you get staggered, and that's not good. We'll whack on bloody mess as well. We've got the standard sort of setup here, except for only 1 rank in sneak, swapped for 3 ranks in gun fu, and we should probably be okay. I'm not going to be worried about, sneaking 100% of the time, because if push comes to shove, I think this thing's got a lot of power behind it anyway. But if we want to use VATS, we've got critical savvy and better criticals, and we'll have a bunch of luck in the old thing there to get criticals from to generate them faster. Now we're doing 169 giggity damage. See, I told you the outfit would match. They're all got the red paint on them, and it's definitely not blood. Okay, so here we are outside of the red paint factory, and you know it's a red paint factory, not a blue paint factory, otherwise they would have painted these walls. And yeah, it's a bit past 6 o'clock, and look what I've done over here in my special stats. Yes, very nice. And check this out. I like doing this. Having the ability to craft all of these is fun. I even got Egghead for no reason. I don't even know why I did that, but it's there. But I've got healing fact, don't usually use that. Grounded's nice as well. If anything shoots with a laser gun, we'll be dead. Alright, wasting time here. Note the sneak attack damage numbers I'm getting. 375, and you know what you do to do that. Pay attention now. And that's all you need to do. Thank you very much. You just got to make sure that you have the thing on there. Now, here's a good thing about this weapon. I probably won't have to go full auto until I'm attacking something. Also, we've got follow through. We've also got tenderizer on. There's a bit of synergistic value between those two very powerful perks. Now, people have been talking about utilizing the take one for the team legendary perk, because apparently that's multiplicative. Now that's great. Sure, if it works if you're in a team by yourself, that's good, because you want herd mentality, you want to be in a team all the time, and even if you're playing a server alone, you still get that. But we're not being attacked right now. We've got chameleon armor too. It's all agility 1 here, and the rest is AP refresh with a dense chest piece, so that I don't get killed and shot by my own explosives. So, no hits taken so far, no scars to take back, so that's nice. Okay, we're on the inside, now we have to look out for things that are red inside. So, like I was saying before, if I have to go full auto on this, the things need to be tough, and... Oh wait, no, these are still little babby super mutants, hang on a second. Okay, we're back in again, and through the magic of editing, or rather the magic of just not recording, we're back and we've got big bad boy super mutants, so that's nice. No more of this little babby shit. Hang on a second, I gotta activate me sneak bonuses here. Let me just whack that on, and yeah, that goes on, and there we go. That's what you want to see. So yeah, going full auto means the enemies are going to be tough, but these guys looks like a 3-shot kill if I go for the noggin. It's more because the 2-shot prefix is dreadfully inaccurate. And I was just messing around with like a two-shot hitmans that I got because the super mutants were attacking my house. And I noticed how awful the accuracy is. Now, usually I'm targeting stuff in VATS with my unyielding armor, and my perception is like 1,000,000,000 times higher than what it is now, just to make me a little bit more accurate. But you notice it, and that's kind of one of the drawbacks. Accuracy, and to an extent, less damage. If your enemy has a bunch of damage resistance about them, or a damage reduction about them, I can think of a few nice candidates to point out for that. You won't find that your two-shots will be doing that well. I remember back in even the multiplicative damage days fighting the Scorchbeast Queen. He didn't detect me despite panic firing all over me, so maybe one rank of sneak is the way to go here. Save yourself some for gun through, which we'll get to using VATS a little bit later on. Poor bastard. He's got no idea that I've mutated with electrically grounded, which somehow stops the heat from laser beams from hurting me. I don't know, I'm not gonna ask. And also we healed because we were hidden in for a second. We got one of the mutations that I think Wolverine has, so that's great. So I never really favored two-shot explosive weapons, although they were very powerful. Once they nerfed them, they were kind of just like meh. Because back in the days of TSC supremacy, you could just hit them like that, and that's them dealt with. Because you had some crazy multipliers going on. And I'm not talking about the perk cards and damage, because you didn't actually need them back in the day, because you had the damage from the weapon, and then the damage, I think the base damage of the weapon was like multiplied by 2, and then two-shot would multiply it by 2, and again, you just stack it, like, you get at 800 damage in the card. Go back to like a Fallout 76 video from like 2018 or early 2019, and you'll be amazed at what power we used to have. But they nerfed that. That was before the great damage nerf of, was that 2019? Yeah, it was coming. We're too strong for Bethesda. And now we're doing 216, not bad, full health. And I noticed that we're not going to get any adrenal reaction bonus as long as I keep my rad bar clean, so there you go. Okay, it's time to unleash this thing a little bit in VATS. We should be okay in these basically melee distance fights. We'll have no issues, but actually even now, like, normally with a single shot weapon, it's basically a guaranteed hit from this range. So I guess if you want to utilize these weapons in VATS, kind of like use them with unyielding gear. I mean, you'll have to be at low health anyway, but you'll be doing so much damage at that stage if you add in adrenal reaction, nerd rage, and all of the other things with the weapon that probably won't matter all that much. And if you've got a build to crit every other shot as well, like, crits and the damage from them are really nice, but think about it as like guaranteed hits, alright? If you think about them as guaranteed hits, and which are, you know, you don't really think about that much in Fallout, but in XCOM, oh mate, this is what you froth. But yeah, think about it like that and you'll say, well, that's obviously the way to run these things. But at that stage, you're better off running something with a bit of fire rate, at least for versatility purposes, because, you know, the explosives, it's like they don't do anything versus Scorchbeast Queens. Like the bullet damage doesn't get there or something. It's like a bullet would actually penetrate through the thing, but the explosives just explode on the surface, dealing no damage. It makes sense when I had that in the head cannon, but it's just bugs in the game that I'm trying to explain away, which, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it, can ya? Now, if there was like no delay or anything like to do with tick rates, and you like it pretty much in a Fallout 4 thing, right? If it worked exactly like, did I splatter blood on the wall there? That's nasty. But yeah, if we didn't have to worry about the server and all of the clients and that communicating, we didn't have that delay, we could probably utilize explosives against those types of enemies very well. At least I think maybe it's the hitboxes that do it, because someone said something about hitboxes being in the ground to keep them tethered into the ground. That's kind of weird. I don't see how that's going to be a thing. That's neither here or there. I'm going to repair this thing and we'll get to work again. So now we'll get to witness this thing's power and VATS at a longer distance. That's a 50-50. If we go for the torso, though, that's the guaranteed hit. So maybe that's what you want to do. And if you're feeling really frisky, you can go for the legs and possibly do better damage than what the game wants you to do. You can do that with a Gauss shotgun. It's quite weird, actually. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I've got 3 ranks of Tormentor. Now, with every shot of this thing, if everything hits, I hit them twice for the 2 bullets, and then those 2 bullets explode. So that's 4 hits. So if we take the 15%, multiply that by 4, you know, we're looking at about 60% chance to cripple, which is pretty nice. There's a little bit of utility in that. I suppose if you were to utilize rifles and didn't want to grab a shotgun for crippling the Scorchbeast Queen, maybe you want to utilize it at range a little bit more. 3 ranks in Tormentor, although seemingly a little bit of a waste, can do that for you. If you want to run just the 1 rank, that's still, what, 15%, which is equal to the 1 bullet. But again, at range, the 2-shot is going to screw you over. So I think at the end of the day, the shotgun is the better way to cripple, but you could supposedly get slightly more range out of a rifle for doing that, just if you need a little bit better luck in the RNG department, which, you know, this game is stingy on, so good luck. So here's a funny thing about TSC after the damage nerf, because everyone was running Blade before that because of all the brilliant multipliers and such, but there was a small resurgence in TSC things post-damage nerf, because if you look at it, the damage card that you get fully perked up, at least at full health, I think. Hello there, mate. We'll get you nice and crippled. Oh yeah, you ain't going anywhere, are ya? Oh, you are definitely injured. Oh, you're going to hit me with a sonic thing, are ya? Well, you should have figured out how to put poison on it. That might have killed me, but actually no, because I am at full health and not terribly squishy today. So I got no idea where this guy is. Oh, he's got a Gatling plasma. Look at him go. It's an impressive firework display, mate. We'll just like spray around you. We'll just work off the random things we get. My oh my, is that damage over time? I object to that. I'm gonna find your bloody spouts, mate. And I'm gonna get him just as soon as concentrated fire pulls its thumb out of its asshole. Come on. There we go. Thanks, Tormentor. Oh, probably should have just went for the head the whole time. I didn't realize we'd kill her that quickly. Perhaps I'm underestimating the power of this, but I saw a murmur over here, and I saw it, so I am committed now. Where are you, little bastard? This is for giving me all of those terrible drops. You know the ones. Oh, by the way, if you're still watching at this point, I am grinding for script 5,000 across all characters, right? So I'm going to do like a mega script dump and completely take the characters out of commission. At least like on normal servers, right? It's not much of a problem now because in Worlds I can just export the character over, just drop everything. Very liberating, but yeah, that's happening. And more news. I'm looking for a Friday night SmackDown. So what I might do is I'll get your request, something you want to see versus a Scorchbeast Queen, and we'll see how we go with that. So put your requests in. That's what we're doing. And maybe we'll make that a tradition. Friday night SmackDown, something versus Scorched Earth, or a Colossal Problem. Post your ideas in the comments section, and I'll send you an SS Commodore. No, I won't. It's mine. Alright, so now we should be smooth sailing home, because you see, we've got ourselves some prime bullets here, which the Scorched will tell you, we don't like that, so that's good. We've even got a big Scorchbeast over here. He's brandishing his 2 stars. He seems to be happy with them. As happy as a dog with 2 dicks, as it were. Very nice. Well, unfortunately for him, we kind of have to ruin his happiness. Now, he's playing it quite cool at the moment. He realizes if it comes too close, I'll reel in the accuracy a little bit with concentrated fire and such. So he's playing it cool, doing the occasional non-aggressive strafe runs here. We've managed to get him mutated, so his slow flying will be his undoing, it would seem. He's going in for a piss maneuver now. And let's see if we can't get a cripple out of this, because, well, what better way to test whether this can be a more effective solution than Enforcer than to give it a go. And that was quick. Keep in mind that the combat shotgun shoots nowhere near as fast as this either. Oh, no, it's the Blight. You gave me a Hunter's Golf Club. You can keep that, actually. And we've pulled the second one now. Might be able to pull the third one in a second. This one has not got the 2 little things about him. It's alright. We'll try to get him closer. We'll dial him in VATS and see what kind of things we can come up with. Yep, that's crippled. Alright, so if you've got a full AP bar, full ranks of Tormentor, it looks like that you can have a decently good crippling solution. Of course, there's other weapons in the game that are good at crippling, but I'd definitely rather use a two-shot explosive fixer than any single form of the bloody, what's it called, pepper shaker? The shaker? What a flop of a weapon, right? Overpowered? No. This is better. This is way better. I'd rather use this. Although the fixer, we already know, is an incredibly consistent weapon and actually worthy of being used. It's not all, you know, rainbows and butterflies, though. It still has the issues of the combat rifle has, which is just recoil. You can dial that in, but you'll notice how the spread goes super wide as you're doing this. It's not really that much of a drawback normally, but I have two-shot, which sort of exacerbates it. That's kind of the two-shots thing. Went over that before, the inaccuracy or accuracy of, or lack thereof, as it were. So, yep, there we go, and that's a Scorchbeast pile of dung. Let's not go near that. That would probably smell bad. And I've just got the most rads and damage I've taken the whole video by staying near a few holes. Now for the final boss of the video. That guy. He even just tried to throw me off my game by giving me the aim down sights bug. So, there you have it. Two-shot explosive fixer. Get one. They're good. Alright. Yeah, fixes. You can pretty much put anything on this except for maybe the last shot legendary. I mean, it'll still be good with that, sure. But, you know, there's a lot better things you can do. But, you know, generally the fixer is a very well-rounded and versatile weapon that I would encourage everyone to grab. Don't need to, though, because everyone's got one. And they're right for doing so. Handmaids are nice, but they're not fixers, you know. Thank you very much for watching, guys.